now they're both there between Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Then you have the drama on the defense. So what did you really gain? You brought in a seasoned quarterback because of the challenges you had with Zach Wilson and the quarterback for then, and the Sam Darnold, and before then. It's not the quarterback, and it's not the players on the field, it's office management. We talk about organizations that are built for success will have a good product on the field that's built for success. The reason why Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers can continue to be themselves over the last umpteen years and over the last decade and a half that Mike Tomlin's been have not had a losing seasons because the team and management at top understands what we're trying to do and we're working this thing together, not working in silos. So if you give me an NFL, you let me know. The New York Jets, you want me to do a deep, thorough organizational assessment? Holla at me. I'll come over there. It's gonna cost you, but there's some house cleaning definitely has to be done. And are you ready to have that honesty talk?
Yeah, and listen up. His name is C. Victor Herbin the Third, Doctor C. Victor Herbin the Third. Give him a call, Jets. Give him a call. All righty, brother. Let's wrap it up. Let's go into the NBA real quick, and then we just move on. Uh, Cavs were undefeated until last night. They went up against the Celtics. Yeah, it was in Boston. Cavs on the road. And Boston started out the game, man, just on fire. Just on fire. I thought it wasn't going to be much of a game, but the Cavs, they need to be taken seriously. Again, they're on the road. They made it a close game, got it within 2 points, and just could never get over the hump. Like I mentioned before, they got a new coach. They got a better chemistry. They got a good flow. Donovan Mitchell being the alpha dog over there in the Cavaliers, he's really delegating, if you will, at times to Darius Garland and allowing him to shine. You got Mobley and you got Allen. Got a good, well-rounded starting offense, good bench, good team, good team, but they couldn't pull it off. So they're now no longer undefeated. I don't know if you got a chance to see that game last night. Tatum, uh, what bothers me about Boston, and yeah, they're the reigning champions for the NBA. They just shoot too many threes. Just too many threes. I'm like Charles Barkley. They're just, if the three's not going, they're going to fail because they don't have enough presence in the middle, paint presence. They don't get in and get the layups. They're shooting free throws because they're getting fouled, but they're just not taking the 2 pointer or the mid range. And so I feel, can they repeat? I don't know. Too early. We'll talk about that some more. But the only reason why we'll bring this up, the Cavs are no longer undefeated, but a good game nonetheless.
Well, I mean, I think the other side of that story is the Cavs are out of LeBron's shadow. It seemed like after LeBron left, they were just left to die. The back in the days, early '80s, Mark Price, Craig Elo, Brad Dougherty, Cleveland days, where they're just that team in the Midwest. So what is great is that once they did acquire Spider, is like, okay, what kind of team is this going to be? So to see that it's taken on their identity, and again, you're talking about organizations. The organization is still committed to winning. They brought in that fiery coach, and to go rattle off 14. I don't care. You win 14 games anywhere. That's still phenomenal. And your first
Yeah.
losses against the defending champs, I'll take sure Kobe lost that game. Great. Now, what did they learn from that? And that's the amazing thing.
Yeah.
You're almost of the season, and they're still one of the best team in the league. And the question is, who in the East is Boston saying, I'll see you? Just like Patrick Mahomes says, I'll see somebody. I'll get in the Eastern Conference Finals. Who will be that team? That they ran through Miami. Look like Miami is having own issues. Who would have thought Embiid was going to be trouble? And the Bucks. Look, Giannis, Little Rivers. That system's not working right now. So who is those teams? Are the Knicks? The Knicks are still trying to figure out themselves because they significant. So the Cavs to come out of the rubble and saying we're still here, we're looking at consistency, and we're balling. We figured out something that works. And to go heads up again with the Celtics, I'm excited to watch. And to your point about 3 pointers, I think that alone has the NBA at times very unwatchable. Not everybody has a Steph Curry, and
Right.
that's okay. Understand who you have, and because he has popularized the 3 pointer, and it's a decade to break these records. And boy, Ray, uh, so just get back. I mean, I'm not trying to be off my love an art of going into the paint, get them high percentage shots, get the three when it counts. So, but yeah, I am challenged by that part of this the
Yeah.
game.
It's a
I,
yeah. It's a whole new game. I'm like you, inside out, inside out. That's how we grew up. Lakers talk real quick. They're on a 6-game win streak. Their rookie, Mr. Connect out of Tennessee, he went for 30 plus last night. But what is remarkable, and the reason why I bring up the Lakers, yeah, I'm a Laker fan. So what? Is Rob, the general manager for the Lakers, he tends to get it right. Their scouting department for the Lakers is very, very good. So Dalton Connect comes over. He's a rookie. He's now starting. And last night against the Jazz, yes, it's the lowly Jazz, but the Lakers actually were giving Connect the ball. And he just went off, man. He just was going off. 3 pointer, 3 pointer. He's not just a 3 point shooter. He's putting everybody on notice. No, he'll put it on the deck and he'll smash on you if you let him. So I love him in the aspect that he is fearless and he's going to make a mistake. He's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes, but he is fearless. So, Rob, you got it right. JJ Redick, it appears as though you got it right. Rob, I'm talking about you got it right with hiring JJ because of the product that the Lakers are putting out there on the floor. They're passing, they're getting rid of the ball, they're not holding onto the ball as much. They're cutting because it used to be dump it into AD and watch what AD does until he kicks it out. Can't do anything. Uh, uh, so it's a lot of cut and moving, pick, roll. LeBron, you're doing the doggone thing. AD, I salute you, brother, because I used to think when you fall, you wouldn't get back up, but you're falling and getting back up, averaging over 30 points. So, Lakers, well done.
I concur. I think, obviously it's early season, but this time last season, in the last 7 seasons, we couldn't enjoy the first half of the season, first quarter season, because we're under 500. So, yes, the addition is great. Um, Obviously, JJ is a rookie head coach, but no different than what we see in Cleveland. What I'm excited about when he is giving Connect the ball is we're building trust. That's why I count on this guy. So to feed him the ball and to see him put up 30 plus, to watch what AD can do in the paint, to watch the inner workings of the team. Hey, how about that? And in
Yeah,
performing, it's built trust not AJ, but it goes back to how do you create those group dynamics? One of the things is trust building and communication,
yeah.
and having what has built something to create buy-in, and then he has created trust, and it helps build that cohesion, and it's great to watch.
My last take as we close it out, still staying in the NBA, right here in my neck of the woods, Spurville, San Antonio. Greg Popovich suffered a mild stroke, and from reports, it sounded like it was a couple of them, but they expect a full recovery. The reason why I bring up the Spurs is I don't hate on the Spurs. I just am not a Spur fan, but I love me some Greg Popovich, and I feel like he's one of those Bill Belichick kind of coaches. Just it could translate into any industry. If you ask me, he's a leader of men, a leader of people. And so I am a Popovich fan because of how he can communicate and get his message across, whether you're the first man, the Tim Duncans, or the 12th man, whoever that might be. And so, Greg Popovich, I'm asking and praying for your health, sir. Love to see you on the sideline. I don't know if the good Lord is saying it's time to hang it up. That's between you and him. But you have brought me joy watching you from the sideline and those battles between the Spurs and the Lakers, and you were at the helm. You will not be forgotten. You're not gone, but certainly we miss you on the sidelines. And so, speedy recovery and get back to the sideline if that's your call, sir. I'm Dr. Timothy Hoover. I'm taking it to the house, and I'm out.
And I'm Dr. C. Victor Herman III with the blotchy internet, because I thought everybody else's internet was acting up. So comments clean and quick. Y'all take care. Catch us out on social media. Love y'all. Love the patience. And it's on, baby.
All right. We good with the topics?
Yes.
Okay.
I might deviate,
That's fine.
but
That's fine.
it gives us something to work with. I can actually read that today.
Yeah, there was an update, so I'm pushing back to you guys 1080p. Um,
Solid.
Let me take this live. Actually, it's already live. So we're live on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube. All right, so gentlemen, I'm gonna hit record, and we are live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The floor is yours.
I'm Dr. C. Victor Herman III, and I'm taking it to the house.
And I'm Dr. Timothy Hoover, and I'm taking it to the house. Brother, it's always good to see you. It's always good to be in your presence, man. We got a lot going on with sports, and more sports. College football playoffs around the corner. Baseball still wants to be in the news. One thing, just relax, chill out. The Dodgers won. They just need to be talking about the Dodgers. And then we got the NFL. Wow, man. It is exciting time, and we've talked about it. But you know what? This time last year, you know how excited we were for the in-season tournament? You know, this time last year, how hyped you and I were about the in-season tournament, not knowing that was going to be the height of our season last year. I'm sorry. I'm about to go off the rails. I'm going to leave that right there. However, it's good to see you again this week, brother. Man, what's on your mind?
Bro, it's good to see you as well. And I don't know why you brought up that traumatic memory because while I think about the beauty of what that season looked like it was going to give us, it ended the same way the last 15 years have, with nothing. And just as much as getting excited about JJ Redick, and now we're about to be about the 500 team that we were. So, in the words of Denny Green, we are who we thought we were. And I'm not watching them anymore until after the NFL season. But again, welcome everybody. Look, let's hit that baseball spot. Why are the baseball players making all this money? And when have you known that Major League Baseball in the month of December is taking headlines away from the NBA and NFL? Talk to me, man. What you think about that $1 billion man almost?
First of all, when I heard about it, if you hadn't heard about it, sports fans, Juan Soto got signed for $1 trillion. Yeah, I'm exaggerating. A little hyperbole. That's okay. But I'm also thinking he's getting money in the Otani world, that kind of money. But he's not Otani. And that's the first thing that came to my mind is I want to compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges, money to dollars to dollars. That's what I want to do. And I cannot see him, and I don't know why he's getting paid that kind of money. Maybe the market dictated it. I don't know. I'm not a billionaire. I don't know how they determine somebody's worth when it comes to sports. I don't get it. But I can compare him to somebody like Otani. He's not as fast as Otani. He doesn't hit for necessarily the power that Otani does. He's not going to pitch, and he can't throw any. He's not a great defensive player. So why did he garner so much money? The Mets clearly thought he was worth it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have did it. So, but I cannot see spending that much money for somebody who's not Otani. I didn't think Otani was worth it until I saw a 50-50 season, home runs, stolen bases, and he hasn't even pitched yet. We talked about it in here. Y'all need to tune in to us because we can talk about anything and everything, including chess. And I'm a hell of a chess player. But back to baseball. Juan Soto made the splash. Major League Baseball made the splash when the NFL and college football should be getting all the headlines. But maybe he deserves it. I will say this, though, and we talked about it in here before. If you want it, you got to go get it. So the Mets were in the National League division, National League, playoffs to go to the World Series and lost to the Dodgers. Did they need that one bat? Was that one bat that big of a difference against the Dodgers? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it was just more or less the Dodgers are just a better team and it's a team of destiny last year. Will he be the reason they get over the top? So I don't know. I don't know if he's worth it. That's my first question. I don't know if he deserves it. That's my second question. But if these owners have to go get it, and the market may have dictated that he's worth it, they went and they're going for it. So as a fan base, I know the fan base for the Mets are extremely happy, and they're probably equally as happy as we were when we signed Otani.
So
yes, sir, we're happy.
I guess you're worth what someone pays you. But to see this guy, he wasn't even the best player on his team.
Right.
Aaron Judge was the American League MVP.
Right.
And then Shohei is the National League MVP and World Series champion. So to your point, there's a lot of great players. Look, Bryce Harper, Mike Trout. You got some ballers out there. But yes. What has Soto done?
Right.
I mean, dang, you can look at the Justin Carlo. I mean, there's a lineup on Yankees team alone. So I'm not saying your boy ain't working. Look, we got Machado, we got Fernando Tatis. I mean, you got some ballers. So, dang, bruh, 700 and blah, blah, blah million? Like, it's unheard of.
Right.
And I would thought, to your point, that Otani, he is a unicorn. Right. Dude did all this stuff just with a bum elbow and only batting DH. He's not even doing the other piece that would warrant him to have that level of money because he's a unicorn. He's a dynamic pitcher. So What has Soto done? What does Soto do? Yes, he can yak it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know he played for the Nats. I know so wow. Now, kudos to the Mets. They did what they needed to do. Is he the missing link? I because we start thinking about New York teams. It's almost like thinking about LA teams. You got LA Dodgers and you got
Right.
the LA Angels.
Right.
The Dodgers are the pedigree of LA. No disrespect to a producer, but to me, the Yankees are New York, and then the Mets are like their Angel counterpart. So to see that Soto says, "Yo, I'm leaving here to go over here," is that like Kawhi? Is it like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and the Beard saying, "Let's go to the Clippers and let's try to make the Clippers a winner"? I don't know, but the Mets are becoming dangerous. They out of all the teams, hey, I'm surprised he went there. The other thing about that, I do know that GM out there at the Mets, he ain't playing because he's trying to go hard and go high for Shohei last year. So he's ready to spend the money. So obviously, at least their whole new management group, they're really into it to try to change the narrative on the Mets and be a team that you don't want to mess with. But dang, bruh, 700 plus million. And we also talked about on here because I knew after the World Series for you to be in the locker room saying, "Look, I don't know who I'm gonna play next year." So you ain't in it. You don't have any loyalty. He already knew they don't even have. They barely got the doggone cleats off, and he's already talking about, "Look, I'll play anywhere someone want to pay me. Don't guarantee that I'll be here in the Yankees." So right there, I said, I don't want that kind of energy with the Los Angeles Dodgers because you're not here for the love of the game. You're here for the love of the money and what the game gonna do for you. And I mean, hey, big bank take little bank every day. He got his, but wow, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, y'all.
Go ahead.
I told y'all 2 weeks ago that Soto was going to be a Met. I told y'all in the green room.
Okay. You called it, baby. You called it. We'll give you credit. And that's our Steve, our producer, guys. Let's give him a round of applause. He didn't want to show his face, but he don't mind talking on the mic. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Man, we're gonna transition, man, into this to the NFL. You know, king of the cash. Monday Night Football. Did you get a chance to see that Monday Night Football game? Did you see another way how the Dodgers? I want to talk about the Dodgers. No, that's blasphemy. You see how the Cowboys found another way to lose? Come on, Cowboys. Come on. But here's my comment about them losing and the way it unfolded. For those who didn't see the game, man, it's like 2020, fourth quarter, about 2 minutes left in the game. And the Cowboys stopped them. So the Bengals got to punt the ball, and the Cowboys blocked the punt. So the ensuing play is you block the punt. The Cowboys need to just back away or field it cleanly. One or the two, or just everybody knows this. You know this from high school. You know this from junior high. You know this from Pee Wee. Let the ball go if you can't field it cleanly. Well, one of the Cowboys players thought he could field it, and he muffed it. And the Bengals, if they turn the ball over, the Bengals get the ball and they score. Jamar Chase goes off. Burrow goes off. What a game that they had. It's not about them. It's about losing the game, how the Cowboys were able to lose the game. But I'm more upset with the leadership of the Cowboys as the play unfolded. So you can see on the sideline the Cowboys. You can talk about how upset they were, how unprofessional they displayed how they were upset. So I'm just more upset with how they displayed themselves, including Jerry Jones post game in the interview, how he conducted himself. Maybe he quote unquote, maybe they shouldn't have tried to block the punt. What? Come on, Jerry. Come on, Jerry. Maybe you don't block. No, you block it, and then you give yourself greater chances to score on a shorter field. That's what you do. But anyway, to see how they responded in the moment, and when one of their own guys muffed that punt. That's the first thing that's my first takeaway from the game. What are your thoughts about the Monday Night Football game, brother?
It's hilarious because one, I said I am not watching two sub 500 teams play ball. And then I remember why NFL is king because I still wanted to watch two sub 500 teams play ball. I knew Joe Burrow was going to be something special because he's the AFC North guy. But then I know the Cowboys are just going to Cowboy. But there's a game that the Cowboys should win.
Yes.
So do I watch because I noticed a game that they should win and you're going to help my Ravens in the AFC North, or do I want to watch how the Cowboys may lose? Like, what's going to happen? One thing I do know, it's going to be some level of entertainment, even though they're both sub 500 teams, and it did not disappoint. Now, what I did do, what I started doing, because I know it's a sub 500 game, I actually start watching the Manning cast so I can have some level of entertainment because I'm expecting the game to piss me off more than make me be excited. So while I watched the game, and it was as they blocked that punt and that whole piece happened, they had Chris Collinsworth being interviewed by the Manning boys. And they said, all right, what's your projection meter? What's your projection meter? He said, I think it's going to be a touchdown to Jamar Chase. The man said, nah, they're probably going to do a field goal. Sure enough, as they do it, they throw that slant out to the out. Jamar Chase scores. Chris Collinsworth, drops the mic and walks off the stage. I did it. You can't think of any way to lose a game. Like, how do you do that? So again, did the game disappoint me? No, it entertained me because I'm like, did this just happen? Did this just happen?
Right.
Like you said, man, Leon Lett all over again. Dude, what are you doing? So the team, we did it before, man. They need to play the song Yakety Sack. That every time they play, instead of the traditional NFL song that comes on for the Fox or NBC, CBS, ESPN, they need to play the Benny Hill song and call it over because it's going to be entertainment. That was Monday Night Entertainment at its finest, man. I'm like, wow, bro, how can you lose it like that?
The flip side, though, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, man, what talent! Both of them. They can't be stopped. Their offense really can't be stopped. They don't have a running game, but they do have a running game. But they pass first. Their pass first offense. They could put up points. They could score. To me, nobody can stop Jamar, and he's their number one. He's wide receiver one. Wouldn't you double team him? Come on, is that difficult? T. Higgins is on the other side, but I'm going to take my chances against T. Higgins. Okay, I'm not going to let Jamar go off like he's going off, and so I'm going to ask these defensive coordinators, man, what's your plan? What's your strategy? In game, post game, pre game. I'm going to have two dudes on him when he gets off the bus. As soon as he gets off the bus, because he's their only threat. And I'm going to make T beat me. I'm going to make the other players beat me. They got a nice little running back, but they don't run to feature anything other than to set up the pass. That's all. Pass to set up the run, call it whatever you want. But they're a pass first. And Joe Burrow can make it happen. I love the way he slings the ball. Earlier in this year, you were talking about you're going to have three teams out of the AFC North. I can see why you said that. Unfortunately, their defense is letting them down. They should be better than what they are, and they're still not out of it. If you look at the playoff picture, they can still win out and possibly sneak in. They need help, of course. But what a waste to have that talent when you talk about Jamar, when you talk about Joe Burrow, and we won't get a chance to see a deep run into the playoffs. 2 years removed from the Super Bowl. Is it 2 years, 3 years? Come on. I'd love to see them run it, make a semblance of some kind of run in the playoffs, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, what a frustrating year. Yeah. This guy, Joe Burrow, is putting up MVP numbers on a team that is losing. He is scoring 30-plus points, 40-plus points, and they're losing games. Yeah. There is no way. So, yes, as you heard me say early on, that would have been the third team from the AFC North representing. Those games that they lost, hell, they played us both times and they lost after scoring 30-plus points. And we went into overtime one game, the last game with the overtime, we had to score 40 points to beat them. So that team is dangerous.
Yeah.
Joe and Jamar, T.
Yeah.
Higgins. But for some reason, which is uncharacteristic of any AFC North team, defense is not showing up. So 30 touchdowns he's passed already and less than 10 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to have a losing record.
Right.
So that's another reason why I had to watch it, because their record does not indicate how good of a team they are, but the record indicates how bad of a team. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is too good.
Right.
Jamar Chase is too good for them to
Right.
have a record so bad. So
Right.
when people are playing them, they can't play them like they're playing the Cleveland Browns or the Carolina Panthers. No, pack your lunch because you're going to work. People are sleeping on the Bengals, man. They got another thing coming. These
Yeah.
dudes are dangerous and they are lethal. And 350 plus yards he passed, man. And again, that's not garbage time passing.
Right.
That dude is relentless. And so I do love Joe Burrow, and it's just going to be a shame. I'm predicting they're not going to make it to the playoffs, but they are definitely going to spoil some people's Christmas. I guarantee that. They are going to spoil people's Christmas and their playoff opportunities. So it'll be exciting to still watch him and Jamar play, because they are still going to bring their A game, and hoping that the defense brings their at least a B game to at least give them opportunity to be competitive in some of these football games. But man, that dude is just nasty. Him and Jamar together, and I really
LSU.
keep that pair together. LSU connection, man. Go Tigers.
And we talked about the Cowboys finding a way to lose, but how about them Chiefs finding a way to win with a backup kicker? You hear me? And that matters. Finding a way to win. Unbelievable. We know, and everybody knows, the sports world know, to be successful in the NFL, you need a great quarterback. But you also need that piece in management, that great coach. And they have that. The Kansas City Chiefs have that. When you can lose Tyreek Hill and still win the Super Bowl, not even look back, when you can plug and play and get somebody else, and then you get D-Hop later on, a couple years later, and just keep on moving. You get what's your boy Juju Smith? You get just plug and play. Travis Kelce is a steadying piece on the tight end spot, but they got Gay over there, and they got another like a three-headed tight end piece that's going on. Just plug and play, and they're finding a way to win. They can pay Patrick. They can pay Patrick this huge gobs of money. We're talking about paying it again, and yet still find the necessary requisite pieces to plug and play and still be relevant. Right now, bro, you know what they are? They are 12-1. 12-1. They are ahead of the Bills by 2 games right now. For the home field advantage. We talked last week about the home field advantage. The Bills lose against the Rams on the road, and we know, we said that the Bills need home field advantage, and they want to go ahead and lose on the road. However, the Chiefs, we can applaud them, we can sing them salutations, they deserve all the praise, they deserve all the salutations, they deserve every adjective that you want to throw at them. They just find a way. They don't beat themselves.
Key word, they don't beat themselves. And there always goes the difference between a champ and a chump. And there's some level of luck. 2 weeks in a row. So you're talking about the Raiders have a chance to close the deal, and they botch a fumble they botch a snap.
Yeah.
The next week, team drives down, does everything they're supposed to do in field goal position, and the kicker kicks it. Like, oh man, doink. In. Like, how, like, you did everything. I mean, can you just imagine everyone that week as they prepared? All right, we got to keep Patrick off the field. We got to keep him underneath 200 yards. We got to contain Travis Kelce. Hey, what about Pacheco? We're going in the Arrowhead. Like, all the game plan. You know, you did it all. Hey, coach, what do you think about the kicker? Oh, don't worry. They got a backup kicker. All right, so all we got to do is keep the pressure on. You do everything to your game plan. The seconds left, this dude does that to you, man. I mean, got to be more careful. So, again, you got champs. That's the difference with champs and chumps, but also a little bit of luck. Now, that luck works against some of these Rudy Poot teams. But
Right.
if they don't get their stuff together, they better take the L. They need to take the L between now and week 18. Because they take this act on the road or in Arrowhead, but basically to the playoffs, the road will start going to Buffalo because the Chiefs will not make it playing this way. There's too many close calls, but they're playing against bad enough teams. Oh, bruh, but they're doing it.
They're doing it. Yes.
They're doing
Yes.
it.
Yeah. I don't know. Because I think they're better than even that they're than what they're playing, than what they're showing. They're better than this. So part of me is saying they're playing with their food. They're bored. They're aligned with the mouse, and it's just playing with the mouse's tail, and they hit the mouse across the floor a little bit, let the mouse run away, and then he's put the paw down on the mouse. Mouse thought he got away, and then he look at it again. And that's how I see them, is they are the beast of the AFC, and they're bored. They're coming up with plays that you and I just wouldn't ordinarily play. I think during the week they're very smart. They're hitting the books. They know they're playing situational. They're thinking situational football. They're ready for the game, but I think physically they're really just kind of bored. They're walking through it, and I think there's a switch. Believe it or not, the proverbial switch. I think they can flip that, but at the same time, they don't have to, because there's no better coach right now when it comes down to 2 minute knowing place, space, timing, field management. There's no better quarterback right now when it comes to just that synergy you have between the head coach and the quarterback. There's no better dual tandem, and they don't panic. They just don't panic. So I don't. I think they're better than what they are, than what they're displaying, and at the same time, I think they'll flip a switch, but they
That's
may not
scary.
have to.
That's
Yes,
scary to have to
yes,
flip the script, to hit the
yes,
switch because, as we saw last night at the Dallas game,
yes.
an injury is only one snap away.
Right.
So why play around with teams? Why have extra snaps unnecessarily? Why go through the motions? They were snake bitten earlier on. Remember, they lost Worthy, they lost Pacheco. So
Yes.
they understand if they're playing around with their food too much or they're playing around with the fire too much, they're gonna get burned. So
Yes.
it is entertaining, but I'm like, yo, y'all better take that L now. Play with the food so y'all get burned and get the lesson. Because if everyone believes that, hey, we played 18 games, we said we played some of these teams twice already. So you played what? That's what? So what, 9? So you played about 13 teams out of the 32, and 16 of which are already in the NFC. So do they believe we've seen this before? We know the best that all you have had to offer. We played the Bills. And hey, we've taken L's to the Bills before in regular season. We're not worried about that. We played the Ravens, so they played the best of the best and they played the worst of the worst. So I can see your point about playing the food, because how many competitive games have they had to play, meaning competitive teams more so as opposed to a game. Hell,
Right.
Panthers gave a competitive game to the Eagles. I
Yeah.
mean that the Panthers are a great team. So it's I'm with you. 2 years in a row being champions. This third year is like, let's just get to the playoffs. We know we're a playoff team. Last
Yes.
year we did it like going on the road. We're not even playing half as hard. We're only just lost one game. So I can see how human behavior could definitely play a role in how they're performing.
Yeah, that's key. It's just human nature, But uh, I want to see the story. I'm not a Chiefs fan. I just love the story, and to do something that nobody's ever done before, to win back to back to back. That's what I'm looking for. But at the same time, and I know we're ahead of ourselves. I'm ahead of myself. If the Lions get to the Super Bowl, that's a winning season. But to win the Super Bowl, man, for the city of Detroit, wow, wow, and wow. I know in the green room you had some comments. You wanted to talk about the college football playoff. So, bruh, I'm all ears. Give me what you got. Give me what you got.
A lot of people are giving criticism on this thing, man. I think it's finally here. 12-team playoff makes sense. I said it years ago. I didn't have all the brainiac stuff that these CFP people had to have. But I said, why don't they make these traditional bowls, the Rose Bowl, Peach Bowl, Cotton Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, all that? That should be part of a tournament and people feed to the next level. I think it's great. How often, bruh? You got these SEC teams got to travel now. Tennessee has to go to Ohio State. There could be snow up there, man. You got Penn State going all the way back to Oregon, and playing out there, man. And you got the battle for Indiana between Indiana University versus Notre Dame. I mean, the matchups. It's almost like New Year's bowl game, like next weekend, and still got more ball. Like the best of the best. So you already have the regular season. And you have some of those filler schedules. But once these playoffs, yes, every game is going to be exciting. And they're all bowl games, man. So I'm so excited. I'm so pumped. So you being an Eric Dickerson fan, you being a running back yourself, to see SMU back after the death penalty. Bro, you talk about 40 plus years.
Wow.
They put that team out to die.
Yeah.
They made it to the ACC championship. They paid their way into the ACC conference. And they go into the championship game against Clemson. They rally behind, almost pull it out. Glad that the tournament committee did not shoot them in the foot like they did Florida State last year, because SMU's still in it. And I love to see that the committee did something right and kept Alabama out as a 3-loss team. Don't reward mediocrity. I don't care what you brand your name. So to see a Boise State with a high seed, to see SMU in there, Arizona State.
Yeah.
I'm so excited just to watch what this year's college football playoff has to offer for the first time. It's going to be great.
Well, I see you're excited, and listening to you got me a little more hyped because I really didn't give a damn. IGAD, I give a damn. However, you got me looking at the brackets right now. And I had to think about it too, is one, you're right. It's long overdue. These bowls will matter because it matters to be ultimately number one. That's what everybody wants. And so I'm also curious to see, or we will never know, because for the last few years they always had four. Those 4 teams. Now it's up to 12 teams. I'm wondering if the original 4 would be the last 4 of the 12. That's what I'm wondering now. But we will never know what that 4 would have been unless you go from the top 4 of the 12. The other thing that I'm concerned about is a lot of these guys are looking to the NFL. So how many of them are not going to play in these games? How many will not commit to these bowl games? And I believe that will change because these games mean something, and you're still playing for that next paycheck, or for those 30 plus teams in the NFL. You're looking to further your brand. So I think it's a win-win for everybody. The NCAA it's certainly a win because there's more eyes, there's more interest, there's more money, and there's more teams now get a chance to be highlighted. And you hit on a few that probably would not have been highlighted on before. SMU, Arizona State. Come on, nobody would have paid attention to them. And so with NIL, with the transfer portal, there's greater chance of parity within the NCAA. And so it makes it exciting. Listening to you make me think and get out of my own way. Be entertained. Enjoy it. Go for the ride. And so it's around the corner. I'm with you. I'm a ride with you. You've always been my dude. And if you're hyped, I'm hyped right along with you, brother. Let's go.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Well, on that note, we've already finished up our 30 minutes, fams. And I want to tell you all, it's been great. Definitely hit us up on our Instagram, our Twitter, our X, Facebook, all our social media platforms. And on my way out, before I pass over to my co-host, go Army, beat Navy. Let's do this thing.
as we go into this holiday season, and we are knee deep in the holiday season, I talked about it last week. I just want everybody to be able to get through this year into the new year 2025 safely. So if you're a drinker, please find somebody else to drive for you. Be a social drinker. Don't be that person that, everybody's talking about. We certainly want you to be able to arrive alive. So please get you a designated driver and then just have a good time, have fun. And we want to see you in 2025. Hey, we had a good time. We talked it up. We chatted it up. We certainly want to hear what you think. How excited are you about the college football playoffs? How excited are you about the NFL playoffs? How excited are you about this bullshit in season tournament? Anyway, I shouldn't cuss because somebody's going to talk about me. I'm Dr. Timothy Hoover, and I'm out.
Apparently it was too late. But truly, we hold ourselves captive by what God has designed for us because we haven't met this metric